Today I want to talk about the odd origins of three of America's favorite snacks which came about by complete accident. My first story is on the invention of chocolate chip cookies, which was written by Listverse. After that, I will discuss the history behind popsicles, which was published by ThoughtCo. And finally, I will speak on how potato chips were created, which was written by Wunderlist. Listverse.com posted an article called 10 Bizarre Origin Stories About Your Favorite Foods, and they listed chocolate chip cookies as number one in the article, and for good reason. One day, a woman named Ruth Wakefield was halfway through baking cookies when she realized that she had completely ran out of her chocolate that she used for baking. Luckily for her, a few days beforehand, she had just ran into Andrew Nestle, who gave her a block of semi-sweet chocolate. She decided to cut up the block and put the chunks into the batter to be baked. She and her customers were pretty surprised to see that the chocolate didn't melt through all the way, but it actually kept the chunks suspended in the dough while it baked. She then began to sell her chocolate chip cookies at her Toll House Inn restaurant in Massachusetts, and this is now the name that you see on pretty much all of Nestle packaging for their chocolate chips. It's Toll House Cookies. ThoughtCo.com posted the history of the popsicle revolving around an 11-year-old boy in 1905 named Frank Epperson. Before going out to play one day in San Francisco, he decided to make himself a treat, so he mixed some soda powder into some water and used a stir stick, and he took it outside. Well, he got carried away playing, so he ended up leaving the glass out overnight and it froze. The next day when he discovered it frozen, he ran the glass under hot water to release the popsicle from the glass by pulling on the stick. He enjoyed his treat and began selling them around the neighborhood and ended up calling them Epsicles after his own name. He waited about 18 years to patent his idea, and with his children's help, he derived popsicles from popsicles. The final story that stood out to me that I want to talk about was posted by Wunderlist.com about potato chips being an attempt at salty revenge, literally. Back in the day, a well-known restaurant called Moon's Lake House served up fried potatoes. One particular customer kept sending back their order of fried potatoes, saying that the potatoes were too thick and they wanted them thinner. So the chef, George Comm, after repeatedly making this order, found the bottom bag, tiniest, thinnest slices of potato that he could find, cooked them, and drenched them in salt to the point where he thought it would be inedible. And the customer ended up loving it. He gave compliments and ate all of it. Personally, I've worked in the food service industry since I was 15, so for about 6 years, and it's pretty remarkable to think that you wouldn't lose your job over something like that, but rather have this brand new popular invention that ends up doing so well and becoming extremely successful. Today, I went over the three unconventional discoveries of first, chocolate chip cookies, next, popsicles, and lastly, potato chips, which have all turned out to be extremely popular in America.